Hi, I'm Damari Gurry. You're watching Reggae Boyz commentary.
This video is brought to you by Andy Gone Nuts. 100% guaranteed fresh coconut water delivered straight to your door. Call 876-309-6128. That's 876-309-6128. Refreshing and affordable. For more information, follow them on Instagram at Andy Gone Nuts. Truly refreshing. And Crumble by Mrs. C. Old English fudge and other delectable sweet treats. Call or WhatsApp 876-586-0471. That's 876-586-0471. This video is brought to you by Starboy's Juices. Infusing fruits with sea moss in Philadelphia and New Jersey. Refreshing, nutritious, and delicious. There are numerous flavors to choose from. There is strawberry sea moss, peanut hard-on, beet and thing, pineapple sea moss, mango sea moss, pineapple ginger, ginger root, cucumber ginger, and so much more. Call Starboyz at 1-267-904-3454. That's 1-267-904-3454. Call now and you won't be disappointed. If you think the juices were good, then try Starboyz Jello, full of flavor and sumptuous. Again, call Starboyz at 1-267-904-3454. That's 1-267-904-3454. Hey guys, thank you so much for taking your time out to watch this video in particular. But let me give you an update on a channel called Sports City. Yes, Sports City. It is a channel dedicated to everything related to Jamaican sports. Football, cricket, athletics, netball, rugby league, rugby union, tennis, lacrosse, swimming, you name it, we got it on Sports City. And what is the channel designed to do? It is designed to highlight Jamaican talents across all of those sporting disciplines. If you're a Jamaican and you're playing that sport, then we got you covered on Sports City. So it's quite simple, guys. Hit the subscribe button to Sports City right now. Hello everybody, I'm Simon Preston and welcome back to Reggae Boyz commentary. You guys know what you need to do. Hit the like, subscribe and share button right now, okay guys? Hit the like button and share this video with one person, okay? Yeah, I'd appreciate that. Just share this video with one person. Just one person, okay? Just share this with one person, all right? Would really appreciate that, okay guys? Would really, really appreciate it, okay? Yeah, would really appreciate it. So, on your screen right now, you see something interesting, don't you? Yep, it's the groups. hmm The groups for the CONCACAF Under 20 qualifiers. Jamaica, Group F, Bermuda, Grenada, and Martinique. So last week you would have seen the assistant coach of the Reggae Boys, the head coach of the Under 20 Reggae Boys, and head of talent ID John Wall do an interview speaking about the Under 20s. You guys remember that? Yep. All right, so you guys would have been aware that Coach Wall did the interview and spoke about the under 20s and how excited he was in relation to what lies ahead. Now, Coach Wall spoke about the group in particular, right? Coach Wall spoke about the likes of Bermuda and Grenada being able to have access to players that ply their trade within the UK, and of course, Martinique, with the assistance that they get with the French, would have proper in terms of preparation. So he's spoken about this group in a situation where he knows what to expect from all of these teams, and he has a fair idea as well in terms of how the teams would set up. So before we get into, the qualifiers, I want us to touch on what Coach John Wall had to say in relation to the under 20 qualifiers. Okay, guys? So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to talk about the groups. Coach John Wall spoke about the groups. So we're going to play that for you guys, and then afterwards we'll go in terms of the qualifiers itself, in terms of the schedule of the qualifiers itself. Okay, guys. So that's what we're going to look at right now. Okay. Yeah, we're going to look at that right now, so that everybody is aware with everything. You guys ready? All right. Here we go. Senior. So we are joined by the assistant coach of the Reggae Boys, John Wall, and also head coach of the under 20 team. Firstly, John, you've had a chance to review the groups of the CONCACAF under 20 championship qualifiers. Just wanted to get your initial reactions to Jamaica's group for the upcoming qualifiers.
Obviously, there's no simple games in CONCACAF. I learned that firsthand, and bearing that in mind with Grenada, Martinique, and what was the last one again? Bermuda. Is that the trend overall in CONCACAF is that the game is becoming more global. Obviously, with the fact of the diaspora with both Martinique when it comes to their relationship with France, and obviously Bermuda, Grenada with the UK predominantly, as well as us. But for us, it's kind of a bigger scope and a bigger thing. We take it really seriously. And obviously, we've been having camps domestically ever since March this year, trying to ingrain more values, and the fact that we're actually watching the players, identifying them, and see who's what. And for me, it's still qualifiers are a special kind of animal, and you have to take certain things into account, which is the number amount of games in a short space of time. You have players coming in, you have time zone differences, you have heat and other type of factors. So making all those external factors more internal per se, and control the variables as much as we can, and set the tone, because I feel this is the gateway into the first national team. Men's, I will be going for women's as well. But for me, it's really important to look at the next generation and instill values, style, and how is Jamaica when playing an opponent on a general basis.
How would you describe the process in terms of how it's progressing, in terms of talent identification?
Obviously, there is no set ID, and obviously that has to grow organically. It's not a copy paste kind of thing that we want to do, but I'm getting kind of my intention and vision that's shared with the men's head coach, Hamer Helgemson, is what Jamaica can consistently be instead of every now and then be. And that is always about punching above its weight. But we have to narrow it down to actually what we are, what we repeatedly do, and what we can do.
And I'm sure in due course you'll have further information in relation to future camps, perhaps potential friendlies prior to the qualifiers. I'm sure in due course there'll be more information to give in that suit.
Correct. And I send my preferred planning to the head of the technical committee, which will be reviewed. For us, it's obviously optimizing the time that we have. More likely, it's the upcoming FIFA window is one of them. How we go about things in December, January. Main point for me is that what's been done in the past is a lot of weeks spent in camp. And my outside view in has been players have accumulating too much fatigue going into the tournament. And that is a factor. And you cannot stress processes. It's an everyday thing. By having these camps ever since March, even though not the length of them, but more short, and that actually gives players the time to actually adapt to the messaging and what we want and how I feel that we need to train and what we need to be. So given time, we can do a lot of things together. But now it's about setting the whole setup when it comes to personnel, staffing, people who will be on board. And I'm really looking forward to it myself. The fact that a proof of it is that what we've been doing in the first team is that you have Dexter Lambakisa, and in this camp you have Roy Anderson. So the process is there and the pathway, and hey, let's not just forget about Whisper. So I mean, the pathway for younger players should be there, and we need to be having a really inclusive environment where we are. Jamaican is, for me, bold and likes to take on challenges, and I think that is kind of like the nuance and the essence of Jamaica. But if there's anything that I can add, I hope that I can. But I want that kind of sense of desperation and urgency when Jamaica is playing football.
And putting on your other.
So that was John Wall speaking when the draw was made for the under-20 CONCACAF Championship. All right. So I want us to stand back at the groups. Okay. So Jamaica in a group with Bermuda, Grenada, and Martinique. These games will take place in St. Kitts at the St. Kitts and Nevis Football Association Technical Centre in Basseterre, St. Kitts. This will take place from February 23 to March 2. The top team from each group will advance to the final round. Let's look at the schedule. All right. So we're zooming in right now, so you guys are aware. So of course, the time of the fixtures is still something that is to be worked out, but it's highly likely mid-afternoon kickoff for these games, as Jamaica is the second game of the doubleheader at the same venue. And of course, as you can see, it's not only Jamaica's group that is being played at this venue. You also have the group with Haiti, the Cayman Islands, Puerto Rico, and St. Kitts and Nevis also taking place within this group as well. So you look on your screen right now, right? Jamaica will open the campaign against Martinique, and that game will be on Saturday, February 24, right? Saturday, February 24. And then 2 days later, Jamaica against Grenada, and that is going to be February 26, Monday, February 26. And on the 28th, Wednesday, February 28th, it's going to be Jamaica against Bermuda, right? Jamaica against Bermuda. and that is on the 28th. The 28th, okay? The 28th of February. So Saturday, Monday, Wednesday. So essentially that's 3 games in the space of 6 days. It's a very, very, very short turnaround in terms of fixtures. Very, very tight turnaround of games. Because you play, you don't play the next day, and then you're playing again. So once Jamaica gets into the competition, there really won't be any time to train because you're going to play Martinique, and then the next day it's all about rest, recovery, and maybe some activation. And then it's match day again against Grenada. Most likely this is where the activation will be in the morning. So on match day itself, we are looking at a situation where Jamaica plays Martinique. The next day, it's rest, recovery, work done from the physios, the masseuses. The doctor provides the medical reports, a couple of press and media obligations, and that's about it. So it's a really short turnaround of games. But certainly, regardless of the situation, it's 9 points. That's what is needed because it's only the top team that is going to advance to the final round. Only the top team. Only the top team that is going to advance to the final round. Are you talking about who are currently playing for the Reggae Boyz? Well, for those that are currently playing for the Reggae Boyz, Wispa is going to be 18 later this month, so he's eligible. Karoy Anderson was born in 2004, so even though the World Cup is in 2025, the qualifiers itself would be one that is eligible. I don't understand what you're saying, shorten the squad. I don't understand what you mean because when you go to CONCACAF tournaments, it's a 22, 23 player roster. So I honestly don't know, or I should say I don't understand what you're saying when you make a statement of that nature. So I don't get what you're saying. I really don't. So, yeah. But this is the group so that everybody's aware. This is the scenario that has to be mindful of, you know, so that everybody is aware. So, yeah. Technic Skip, thank you very much, sir. Much appreciated for your love and support. That is greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. You guys know you get your question, comment highlighted. You can use the super chat feature as well. So we continue. The qualifiers, for those of you that tuned in late, Saturday, February 24, that's the first game against Martinique. Monday, February 26 against Grenada. And February 28 against Bermuda. These are the groups. Let's make it a little bit bigger so everybody can see. Cuba, Nicaragua, Belize, British Virgin Islands, and Anguilla. Group B, El Salvador, Antigua and Barbuda, Suriname, Guyana, Turks and Caicos Islands, Guatemala, Curacao, Aruba, St. Martin and Barbados. Group D, Canada, Trinidad and Tobago, St. Vincent and Dominica. Group E, Haiti, Puerto Rico, St. Kitts and Nevis, Cayman Islands. And Group F, Jamaica, Bermuda, Grenada, and Martinique. So let's put on our bearings for just a moment. All right. Rob, at the World Cup itself, when the World Cup is there, it's a 23-member squad. When it's the CONCACAF Championship, it's also 23. So I'm not sure where you get in the narrative of 24 because for the CONCACAF Championship and also the World Cup, it's a 23-player roster. Barrington, as usual, the roster before a match or a window is usually a week before. And as you can imagine, the fixture against Guatemala on November 11, it's not a FIFA window. So bearing in mind that the players that would be available for these games would be domestic based and those that are parading their talents within North America. The next intangible that you're not in control about is that we still have players in North America who are involved in playoffs for their respective clubs within Major League Soccer and also within the USL as well. So when you put that into the equation as well, clubs can be reluctant to release players because they want to hang on to their assets because they want to win the USL Championship or the MLS Cup. So I hope that that answers your question. Tennessee Lewis says, up, Simon, up. Are you doing? Hope you're doing well. What are you talking about? U20 team? Well, John Wall just spoke about it in an interview in relation to the camps that have been taking place domestically. And he spoke about the progress that is happening. So this gets on the ground in January. I'm not sure if you watched yesterday's video deco where I spoke about Dan Cook, but it gets underway in January. But I gave more information in yesterday's video in relation to the National Academy. Boys and girls between the ages of 12 and 16 will be part of this academy, and it's going to be used to foster an environment to produce Champions League winners. That is the pinnacle. That is what is the aim of the progress. And if you look at Jamaican players that have played in the Champions League, in the Women's Champions League, the furthest a Jamaican has ever been is the quarterfinals through Denisha Blackwood. And when you look on the men's side of things, Leon Bailey is the furthest a Jamaican-born reggae boy has been in the competition, as he made it towards the round of 16 of the competition with his time at Bayer Leverkusen. All right, so that should answer the question for you guys. Okay, good. Let's go on to the other element now. All right. Yeah, that is what I said, and I've said, especially in previous videos, that usually it's a week before that it happens. But as you know, there is that situation that you have to ponder that players are still involved in the playoffs, so you have that factor to consider in those elements of things as well. So, in due course, that will be revealed for sure. Well, it was revealed yesterday as well, Deco, that there is going to start at UWI, the Captain Horace Center of Excellence. So it's going to be the hub. It's going to be like our Clairefontaine. It's going to be our St. George's Park. We have the accommodation. We have the two surfaces. We have the inside with the internet, the rooms, the cables, the food, everything that would be needed to foster that sort of environment. Barrington Johnson says, okay, boss, big up. Yes, and information in relation to the accreditation for the game to New York, right? So those individuals, members of the media that are intending to go to the game against Guatemala at the Red Bull Arena in Harrison, New Jersey, they can be able to register for accreditations. Now, that window is now open for this game in particular. All right, so that everybody is aware with everything in the grand scheme of things. Everybody understand? Everybody good? Well, this is something that everybody can be able to look at. Okay? Any questions everybody has in relation to those dates or anything like that? Let me know, okay? Yeah, it's going to be an exciting time, as you know, Mr. Porter. Very exciting when you bear in mind the window that lies ahead, because February is the preliminaries of the qualifiers, and shortly after Copa America would be the CONCACAF Under-20 Championship as well. So I think it's a really riveting time in proceedings, and Coach John Wall, as mentioned in that interview, said that information will come in due course in relation to potential friendly internationals for the remainder of this calendar year for the under-20s. So we can rest assured that in due course, when all the I's are dotted and all the T's are crossed, then you will be able to get the information in relation to friendlies. But for certain, before the end of this calendar year, 2023, there will be friendly matches. So that is something that we can be excited about and look forward to. So that is what we can look forward to. All right. So you can look forward to those elements, and in relation to the the abundance of quality that exists as well in relation to those that reside on the island domestically, and also that are in the diaspora as well. Because as we know as well, and like I've always told you as well, if you're going from the Premier League down to League Two, 1 out of every 4 black players have Jamaican heritage. I'm going to repeat that again so that everybody hears. 1 out of every 4 black players from the Premier League to League Two have Jamaican heritage. So that shows you the magnitude of the impact that Jamaicans have. And again, this is stretches for the under 21 and the under 18 leagues as well. So if you're ready, how are you doing? All is well? I hope you are doing well. But hope everybody's aware about that. Okay. So Romain Blake is 18 years of age. He was born July 24, 2005. So he's 18 years old. So when you put that into perspective, yes, he remains eligible as well because he is 18 years old. So to answer your question, yes, he would be eligible. All right, he would be. Okay, so everybody's aware of things. You also have Mr. Douglas. He's 19 years old as well because he's born October 2004, right? So Malachi Douglas, done beholden. Malachi was played for Jamaica at youth level as well. Premier League playoff as well, played in the Premier League as well. He's 19. He's 19 years old. So that you are up to speed with all of those elements. But one thing for sure, in later this month, more information will come in relation to confirmed friendly matches, location, matches, times, rosters, and I know that everybody will be quite thrilled about it. So it's all about ensuring, as I said, in repeat, crossing all the T's, dotting all the I's, because it will be an exciting moment of time. I know everybody will be quite pleased, happy, excited when they see what lies ahead. As I said, for sure, before the end of 2023, there will be friendly matches for our under 20s. So this is going to be something that we can be thrilled and happy about. And Coach John Wall will go further into depth in relation to his thinking ahead of the qualifiers, the plans, and everything that are in place as well. Well, he is born 2004. So while he may not play in the under 20 World Cup, which is in 2025, he can play under 20 football for Jamaica. So yes, he can play under 20 football for Jamaica. But as you know, the next under 20 World Cup is 2025. In 2025, Corey Anderson will be turning 21. So he may not be eligible for the World Cup, but he can still play for Jamaica under 20. Corey Anderson, Tuffy Roddy as well. Dexter turns 20 later this year. Well, I should say Dexter turns 20 later this month. Yeah, Dexter Lembikisa turns 20 later this month. That's right. Whisper is 18 later this month. Tyler Roberts turns 20 soon. Brandon Cova is 20 now. So yeah. Dante Casanova is 19, but he's not going to be 20 till next year. So Dante Casanova can play under 20 football. Delano Splat was born 2004, so he can also play under 20 football as well. Delano Splat, Dante Casanova, Whisper, So that tells you everything right there. No, Dexter turns 20 this month. Dexter turns 20 years old in the month of November. So Dexter will not play the under 20 qualifiers. No. Dexter turns 20 in this month, the month of November. All right? So that everybody is aware of things. Okay? So Cuba Mitchell at Sunderland. Cuba Mitchell is 17 years old. He was born November 23, 2005, and that means that he turns 18 years old this month. Cuba Mitchell turns 18 this month. So yes, Cuba is eligible. So he's in Sunderland and would have to go down to Birmingham. Sunderland and Birmingham are not close in terms of destination, so he would have to go perhaps in that short winter break or at the end of the season in terms of filing those documents in particular. One moment. Barrington, I just made the statement that 2004, like I said with Karoy Anderson, Karoy Anderson was born 2004, so therefore he can play under 20s for Jamaica. But Karoy Anderson would not be eligible to play for Jamaica at the under 20 World Cup in 2025 because he turns 2021, because he turns 21 years of age in 2025. So therefore, somebody that was born in the year 2004 cannot play in the under 20 World Cup in 2025 because in that calendar year they turn 21. Understand? So hopefully I helped in understanding and breaking that down a little bit easier for everybody. That everybody is aware of things. So that's the situation there. So there we go. So that is the situation for everybody. So they're aware, as everybody knows, the last time Jamaica was at an under 20 World Cup was Jamaica's first time as well. When you go back to Group A action, Jamaica against Egypt in 2001. Yep. At the Jose Amalfitani Stadium in Buenos Aires. Yeah. Quite an occasion that was. Alan Whittaker, Sheldon Baptiste, Shavar Thomas, Alex Thomas, Wilbur Wolf, Sean Fraser, Keith Kelly, Omar Daly, Damian Williams, Christopher Nicholas, Adam Wallace, Fabian Blake, Fabian Dawkins, Craig Gordon. Those 14 players played Jamaica's first game at an under 20 World Cup. On the bench, Shane Stevens, Kevin Harris, Kari Stevenson, Alan Reed. Yeah, those are some of those names in particular, you know. I'm sure you guys watched the under 20 World Cup earlier this year in May, and person saw Dane Scarlett of England. Dane Scarlett, who has Jamaican heritage, guys. Dane Scarlett, Tottenham Hotspur on loan right now at Ipswich. Dane Scarlett has Jamaican heritage and is of, Jamaican descent, as mentioned. And if you go, it's funny because if you go on Dane Scarlett's Wikipedia page and it says Dane Scarlett has Jamaican heritage, the citation that is Reggae Boyz commentary. So it just goes to show, the credibility, the credibility that is there. So that's good. So very pleased about this. But yes, as Mr. Maxwell would tell you guys as well, Dane Scarlett played for Tottenham when they took on Cavalier in the Cayman Airways Youth Cup. And Cavalier won that game. And Dane Scarlett was kept quiet. Yeah, Dane Scarlett was kept quiet in that game by a man by the name of Jamoy Topi. Yeah, Jamoy Topi kept Dane Scarlett quiet. Dane Scarlett today He scored at the Under-20 World Cup, guided England towards the knockout stages as well. In the round of 16, took on Italy, and that was that in terms of the journey in that tournament. But this is the tournament. These are the groups, so that everybody is aware of things. I know many persons were asking as well about George as well. George Grant Jr., he made his debut for Jamaica at the CAC Games. And remember, at the CAC Games, he made his debut when he was 17 years old. Well, he's still 17 because he was born 2006. He's 6'4" and he's 17. And he's progressing nicely, playing under 18 football at Middlesbrough as a centre half. He can also operate as a left back, but he's better as a centre half. Played for Jamaica at the CAC Games with Brandon Cova and progressing nicely as well. Already has a Jamaican passport. That's George Grant Jr. Already has a Jamaican passport. So that's good news, isn't it? So it's good. So that's the latest as it stands. Jojo Lombardo. Jojo Lombardo is 15. He's going to be 16. And he's handling his documents as well. It's quite slow coming out of Spain because of where he is. It takes a little bit more time, guys. Whenever you focus on the documents element, it takes quite some time when you are in a non-English speaking country. Spain, Holland, Belgium, Sweden. It takes time. It takes time. It really does take a lot of time. Yes, because you even have players that were born in Sweden and have Jamaican heritage. You do. You have players in Sweden. You even have a player in Norway, a centre-half in Norway that has Jamaican heritage as well. Alexander Yeltsin. So, as I said, I just personally think that in relation to the Passport, Immigration and Citizenship Agency, I think there's more that can be done for ambassadors for the country, because if you represent Jamaica in any sporting discipline, whether it's chess or esports or rugby or football, your documentation deserves to be expedited ahead of the average Joe. No disrespect towards the average Jamaican. Every Jamaican citizen is important, and when a Jamaican renews his passports or any documentation, it deserves good treatment. The point I'm trying to make is a national representative, something that is eager, something that is of great importance to the nation, somebody that is going to represent the nation. That individual, his documents should be expedited at a much faster rate compared to the average citizen in Jamaica. And that is exactly how I feel. So folks, hopefully this video is informative for you guys so that you guys can understand a little bit more about the team and a bit more about what lies ahead in terms of the qualifiers. Like I said, in due course, the assistant coach of the Reggae Boyz, the head coach of the Under-20 Reggae Boyz, head of talent ID, John Wall, will provide further information. And more information will come in due course in relation to friendly matches for our junior team for the rest of this calendar year. And I know that you guys will be happy. So thank you very much for tuning in. Hit the like button and also hit the subscribe button to Reggae Boyz Commentary for more content, guys.
Hi, I'm Damari Gray. You're watching Reggae Boyz Commentary.
This video is brought to you by Andy Gone Nuts. 100% guaranteed fresh coconut water delivered straight to your door. Call 876-309-6128. That's 876-309-6128. Refreshing and affordable. For more information, follow them on Instagram at Andy Gone Nuts. Truly refreshing. And Crumble by Mrs. C. Old English fudge and other delectable sweet treats. Call or WhatsApp 876-586-0471. That's 876-586-0471. This video is brought to you by Starboy's Juices, infusing fruits with sea moss in Philadelphia and New Jersey. Refreshing, nutritious, and delicious. There are numerous flavors to choose from. There is strawberry sea moss, peanut hard-on, beet and thing, pineapple sea moss, mango sea moss, pineapple ginger, ginger root, cucumber ginger, and so much more. Call Starboyz at 1-267-904-3454. That's 1-267-904-3454. Call now and you won't be disappointed. If you think the juices were good, then try Starboyz Jello, full of flavor and sumptuous. Again, call Starboyz at 1-267-904-3454. That's 1-267-904-3454.